What's up, friends? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys and you ladies, this literally does not work. So, when I came back out here, I almost stepped on a couple of cicadas, and this is really just the beginning of them coming out. I remember when they came out the last time. We had literally just moved here. I remember Michaela and Aisha were in volleyball, and literally just walking on the sidewalk, it was like, because they mate and everything else, then they just die. They just die wherever. They're just like all over the place. At first you're kind of like, ah, ew, ah. After a while it's just kind of like, let me just move them out the way so I can put my sandwich out here, and they'll be everywhere. And it was funny because I saw this thing about they're actually very edible. They're actually a great, and we as Americans are like, oh, we don't eat bugs, but they're actually, this is like a smorgasbord for the birds and the squirrels and the raccoons and everything. That, oh, they love it. Oh, this is like the buffet, that there's just more food to eat anywhere else. But they were saying that the way you really want to get them is, they live in the ground and they burrow out. So they come out and they pop open. If you've seen the movie Aliens, they're sitting there cutting, all of a sudden the whole thing pops open, and the little guy's inside of it. Well, they pop open this the digging shell, kind of like a crab will lose its shell, and then they got to climb out. And the problem is when they climb out, they're kind of slow with things, and they're soft shell. So they say that's actually the way you want to get them to eat them and cook them, because they haven't gotten crunchy from the new shell, the new exoskeleton. So they're saying that if you're going to actually get them, you should actually go out at nighttime and pick the cicadas. And if you want to be humane, just put them in the freezer so they'll die slowly. And then you cook them. You can eat them raw. So I guess it's like sushi. So I'm curious how bad it's going to get. If it's going to make it so that I just won't be able to do my videos out here, and at nighttime I won't be here, because I can't remember what it was like 17 years ago, and there was no YouTube 17 years ago. Let's just be clear. I'm not sure there was a MySpace 17 years ago, but who knows? Anyway, what the hell's going on with Julio Jones wearing a Cowboys shirt? Brethren, would you like to explain that one? Somebody had sent me on Instagram the picture of that hours ago, and I was like, "The fuck? The fuck? What is this? What is this madness? What is this craziness?" Because we already heard that it's been teased for a while that Atlanta might be interested in moving Julio Jones in his contract and trying to get some compensation. I know that sounds crazy, but see, in some regards, that's actually a wise move for Atlanta. Instead of waiting for him to literally have the wheels fall off the bus, you're better off saying, if I can get some great value for him or players and save money, then that bodes well for the future. You could say that the last 2 years we had DeMarcus Ware, we would have been better off trading him when he was at his peak there and getting a first, round pick or more in compensation, instead of the last 2 years that he was there and then cutting him out and getting nothing. Same thing you can say about Des Bryant. We always deem guys as too valuable to let go, and then we pay him, and then we look back and say we overpaid that guy. But be that as it may, we heard that New England was interested, or at least having internal talks. We don't know if that's really real or not. This is the NFL silly season. People want to have things to talk about because there's not a whole lot of real news out there. So you're going to hear speculation and innuendos, and Adam Schefter on draft day saying Aaron Rodgers, it wants to be traded. Where you think that it's some breaking news when it's just his summation that he's had for the whole off season. But we're going to make it sound like it was breaking news. Matty Ice says he can't envision the Atlanta Falcons being without Julio Jones. Well, I dare say that Julio Jones is gone. You probably aren't going to be too much further behind him. Maybe you'll get this year, but they're looking at rebuilding. And see, here's the thing that's crazy about the NFL, and this is where I actually like where the Cowboys are at the moment. You have to understand that when you get a new coach has about 5 years. If you haven't won it all in 5 years, you're not winning it anymore. Unless you're old school, okay? Tom Landry and Don Shula and those guys were, with the same team for 30 plus years and things. That doesn't exist anymore. With the attention span or lack thereof that you have in today's players, where they are multimillionaires, some of them making tons more money than the coach, as opposed to back in the day, I own your ass. You're not getting traded. You're not going to go ahead and just have a hissy fit and get traded to the team you want to go. It doesn't work that way. At least it didn't back in the day. But you've got 5 years to implement your system, to get your kind of guys. And if you don't win in that 5 years, then it's time to blow it up. In fact, I dare say that some players don't even have that much time. When you look at the Cardinals having, we're drafting Josh Rosen, and we're going to draft Kyler Murray the next year. You don't have time to wait for anybody. So the best thing you can do is you get a group of guys when you first get there that are young, that fit the scheme that you're trying to fit. And you take, that first year and second year is you getting the right people. That third year is making sure everybody's on the same page and trying to challenge for something. You've got a window of time, in which case then you've got to start all over. And for the Cowboys, we got younger. At the present time, we are, I think, the 12th youngest team in the NFL. The Eagles are one of the oldest teams. Although you look at the numbers, it's like 24-9, and we're like 25-something. The Eagles are like 26, late 26s or something. But still, you have younger guys that are more impressionable, that are trying to find that next contract. You got their attention. And that's why I think the Cowboys, because they're cheaper too, and Stephen Jones is cheap, is staying away from the veterans. And, we're not signing Julio Jones. Sorry. I know everybody's, let's go get Julio Jones, man. We put Julio. Dude. We ain't got the money. And where's the balls going to come from? But of course, you know how it goes. Whenever anybody's available, the Cowboys should get that guy. But I guess this is Julio Jones stirring the shit up and trying to at least dictate where he goes. Maybe he really likes Dan Quinn. And the Cowboys have signed quite a few Atlanta Falcons players. Don't discount that. And maybe in some regards too. Nah, that's not the case. The thing that New England has is a lot of times guys will sign contracts that are team friendly because they know they've got an opportunity or a better chance to make it to a Super Bowl, to go ahead and finish off the career where I've got enough money. What's important to me is being the place I want to be and trying to get that ring. I can't say that going to Dallas is going to get you that ring, but it may be the place that you want to be for that extra publicity. I dare say Julio Jones would be talked about a whole lot more in Dallas than he is in Atlanta. Just saying. When a 6th-round draft pick can have his own press conference, yeah, everything's bigger in Dallas. Whew. Well, so ends another day. Thank you, dear Lord, for allowing me to be here. And if he allows me, I'll be here in the morning for y'all. Y'all take it easy, and I hope you had a good night. Peace out.